Hello, CPACHungary. It's my great honor to join you today. The sovereignty of a nation depends on clearly defined and enforceable borders. That simple fact has been a fundamental concept of statecraft for centuries. It is easy to see the horrific results for humanity when a hostile nation unjustly attempts to erase those defined borders. Enforceable immigration policy is just as critical for a nation to maintain its sovereignty. In fact, many leaders who are rightfully quick to condemn nation-states for unjust aggression against their neighbors are often silent when it comes to enforcing their own borders from massive waves of migration that would have a profound impact on the very culture that gives a nation its treasured character, customs, and way of life. This is especially true when new arrivals who are welcomed into a state are openly hostile to the values of its people and refuse to assimilate. The immediate impact of uncontrolled and unregulated migration is evident throughout society. With the Biden administration working to dismantle America's southern border, the economic burden imposed on the people of Texas is now estimated at nearly $9 billion a year in education, healthcare, law enforcement, social services, and other costs to support illegal aliens in our state. Biden is callously indifferent to the costs and consequences he has imposed on the American people. The public is watching in horror as citizens of our country have become collateral damage. He has enabled and emboldened drug cartels, worsening America's epidemic of drug deaths. His policies have enriched human traffickers, with these cartels now making an estimated $13 billion every year from human smuggling. What is to be done? As appalling as the border crisis is, I have proudly launched an onslaught of legal challenges and successfully halted numerous destructive policies that would have made it even worse. We are engaged in over 50 lawsuits with the Biden administration, 16 of which are specifically related to border security or immigration. Enforceable borders and immigration policy are essential components of national sovereignty, but they are not the only ones. Sovereignty can also be threatened by international organizations that work against our nation's interests. During the coronavirus pandemic, the World Health Organization displayed astounding corruption by advancing China's lies and destructive lockdown policies. And yet, Biden has worked to empower them further. This year, I sued the Biden administration for enabling the WHO to define, for domestic purposes, what the United States Department of Health and Human Services considers a public health emergency. This is unlawful delegation of power, and it puts Americans at the mercy of the whims of dangerously corrupt international bureaucrats. When we abdicate our sovereignty to global organizations, and when international organizations such as the UN and NGOs facilitate enormous waves of unregulated immigration across the globe, our countries and our citizens suffer devastating consequences. Yet, from Texas to Hungary, there is an immediate backlash against any leader who understands and defends the importance of national sovereignty and citizenship. But I will never back down, and I will not be intimidated for stating the truth. If you do not have borders, you do not have a country. My work defending the rule of law in Texas is an investment in the rights and freedoms of Americans for generations to come. Thank you for listening, and best wishes for a successful conference.